to make everything perfect for you guys, for safety, for like good food, and I'm really glad to be part of this team. And this song is a song of bless, a song of thank you, and I'm gonna offer today. E o Congresso Hara Hara, 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 Peace Child Hara Hara, Peace Child Hara Hara, Peace Child Hara Hara,
nessas atividades que são preparatórias da Rio+20 e na Rio+20 propriamente dita, né, onde lá os chefes de estados de vários países vão estar decidindo, né, qual modelo adotar para as próximas décadas. Para a gente, a avaliação que o Conselho Nacional de Juventude faz é que temos um modelo de desenvolvimento completamente esgotado, né? Não tem, esse modelo ele não coloca perspectiva para a juventude, não coloca perspectiva de proteção da natureza, não coloca perspectiva de garantia de direitos.
He was a monk. He married a nun. He's really my kind of guy, you know. His name was Martin Luther, and he was really pissed at the Catholic Church because they were killing the church through selling indulgences. They sold these indulgences, saying, you buy this indulgence of me, you'll get a place in heaven. And it was bullshit. Everybody knew it was bullshit, but nobody dared to say it. Until Martin Luther, on Halloween night, October the 31st, 1517, went to the door of the All Saints Catholic Church in Wittenberg and nailed his 95 Theses to the door. And that started the Protestant Reformation in Europe. Because within a few years, that Protestantism, that protest, spread right across Europe, and the Catholic Church changed. The whole system of religion changed, and we got back to the true faith, the kind of true faith that we experienced in this room with the indigenous and Hawaiian cultures from here in Brazil and from Hawaii. And that's exactly what we're facing now. We're facing facing a $600 billion a year advertising industry that is selling you the fiction that you will be happy if you consume. You know it kills happiness. And you know, worse, it is killing our planet. So at the end of this week together, we're going to march to the doors of Rio Centro, where the heads of state and the governments of the world are coming together to talk about this stuff. And we're going to nail our 20 solutions that Nicola and the group are going to put together with all of you. We're going to nail them to a tree, tie them to the door, whatever. We're going to distribute them, tweet them, put them on Facebook, send them to every golden delegation, so that we know we protest the way of life that you're about to inherit. Is that clear? Cool. So that's your job to do. Now, we know about problems. We know that, yeah, you know the problems, Jesus. I mean, that's why you're here, isn't it? I had a thing the other day. If we consume 60% of the fossil fuels that we know exist on the planet, that we found already, we will trigger catastrophic global warming. So why are we looking for any more? We've got to stop right here. We've got to transition to that green economy, that green sustainable.
That really gives me the belief that I can do something. So I just wanted to ask one question. Is there anybody else from Tajikistan?
Oh.
That's usually what happens, that most of the time, like, I'm the only one, the delegate from my country. And well, this Congress is the place that I feel that I have family all over the world. That I don't feel like I'm alone, that I'm the only one from one country and that I can't do anything there. So, and I have like all friends all over the world. I all support. And one of the examples is that when I was in Turkey, we had the idea of helping women, because I come from a country in which the half of the population, the men, are migrating to neighboring countries for work, for jobs. And we have women who don't have education and not any job. So.
And we look at the situation of consumption nowadays in the world, and we see that that's not really the world we would like to be living in. 16% of humanity consume 78% of total consumption. So consumption is extremely concentrated, and even with that situation of concentration, in which we have about 1.3 billion people who are hungry every day, even with that situation, we are consuming 50% more renewable resources than the Earth is able to regenerate.
And sad about that. But actually last year I had the opportunity to spend some time with the Ashuar people in the rainforest, in the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. And they believe that huge gusts of wind like that are blessings from the ancient ones, the great spirits, the elders. And they're welcoming blessings. And we took part in a ceremony when I was there, and right as the ceremony was beginning, there was a huge gust of wind and blew everything away. And the shaman said to us, he said, "This is going to be a powerful night." So I think that happening on the first night we were here, that is a sign that this is going to be a powerful ceremony. So my journey began when I was 12, after I saw Al Gore's film, The Inconvenient Truth, and then got into a heated argument with my best friend about global warming. That's
if I would like to come here and talk to you guys. And immediately after, I got another email from Kumi Naidu, my boss, and he says, "I couldn't go, but I'm sure you will be able to attend that Congress, right?" So of course I responded today, yes, of course I'll go. And then the second thing I thought is that of course I'll go, because you know what? I can actually offer jobs there. We have offices in 40 countries, and you're just the people we want. So I'll go there, and I'll offer you guys jobs. So even in Spain, we are hiring. Isn't that great? So that's the first good news, right? And then I said, what I'll do is I'll just talk about hope, right? That's what we do to youth. We talk about hope, and that's what I'll do. But then when I was sitting here listening to this panel, and I sat there and I said, shit, how can I follow this?
So to round up, tomorrow there's a workshop on how to support and how to work towards sustainable entrepreneurship, so basically helping young people in war-torn countries, how to start up their companies. We're going to discuss several impossible cases, and that's why it's called Mission Impossible.
We can soak up inspiration, we can soak up ideas, we can soak up lessons from our co-youth representatives, from these amazing high-caliber speakers, people in positions of authority around the world, and soak up every moment, and then it's up to us to actually take that home and make it something productive. One of the areas that I'm really passionate about is encouraging democratic engagement and public participation in policy discussions and also in policy implementation. And I established and worked for an organisation called the Porcelain Institute, and we've developed a model working with a couple of UN agencies in New Zealand around the disaster, which I mentioned last night, earthquake disasters in my home city. And we've got a really unique opportunity in Christchurch, whereas our main city centre has been destroyed by a series of earthquakes. And a lot of the
you know, whatever you define sustainability as, we in Techo define it as a just society where everybody has the same opportunities, where everybody has the chance to grow sustainably, where everybody can feed their own family the next morning. So whatever you define it as, and whatever your experiences are, we need to do it today. If we don't do it today, who's going to do it for us? You know, we all come from different countries, we all come from different contexts, but the important thing is that all our countries are going through something. Whether it be, you know, fires in the United States, or whether it be flooding in the south of Brazil, or hunger in East Africa. There are so many issues that we need to deal with. And we all need to think about and learn from other experiences and apply them to our own issues. You know, when Techo first started in Santiago, it was an interesting time in Chile. It was right after a dictatorship. It was the first time youth really got a space to actually do something. You know, for years everybody was just getting together, hiding, thinking about things, but never really having that space to actually do. And once we started doing, that energy spread like wildfire. It was a group of 5 students who went to the south of Chile and repaired a chapel. Now it's an organization present in 20 countries, 48 offices, 500,000 volunteers, and 80,000 houses for families who would otherwise be living in houses made out of waste or in slums without appropriate shelter. So, you know, the energy that we have and the energy that we can all bring to this really needs to be that spark that gets these youth movements going. Whether, you know, we're talking about environment or economics or whatever we're talking about, it's our energy that needs to create that change. And it has to be done now. So I just encourage everybody to keep just thinking about not only the problems that we have now, but viable solutions. It's not about thinking there is problem A and let's come up with this wild idea to solve it. Let's really think about the issues, think about the consequences of what we are proposing, and make sure that the solutions that we're proposing are also sustainable.
Really good. And then I sewed some shirts. So I'm gonna show you the shirts that I sewed. This is the first design that I have. So this one, and then with countries in it, and this one. So unfortunately, there were a lot left over. This was a hit. Okay, I sold a lot of shirts and paid almost for my ticket going to here. So, and then this one, I still have a lot at home. So, I think that the problem is people don't relate to sustain